Okay, this is taken from my collection. It's called Urban Horizons, London Life and Existential Fight. And this piece is called Where Do We Go From Here? Where do we go from here? London, the one and only, unlike no other city on earth, the place of my birth. In you I am immersed, interwoven into your tapestry, the product of your convoluted evolution and idiosyncrasies. Embrace me and be free. Feel my pain and join me in my journey of disdain, otherwise stand aside complicit as we all go insane. No other city on earth. Its dynamic and perpetually changing nature, its imposing and evocative architecture, ambitious, self-absorbed and bewitching, autumns of colors of orangey and angry reddish, of golden, angry, reddish, orangey brown, summers of bright, serene, cloudless skies, vibrant shades of green, beguiling, dawning, twilighting. Its solar plexus flexes its megacity status, circled in a square mile of mad money, where greed reigns supreme, ensconced behind closed doors and unseen. London, city of cities, roars its clarion call, its dendrite-like tentacles, all-encompassing, invigilating its relentlessly, unceasingly, ever-increasingly way towards its dystopian dream. Unlimited accumulation and decadent ostentation, lording it in its conspicuity, unleashing a megaton tidal stampede whose thundering echoes drown piercing screams. As much as you can hoard, self-affirmed trinkets adorn, prostrated in adulation to their god of voracious acquisition, of never ceasing, forever increasing excess, reservoired in reverence to their deity of flagrant individualism, presiding in and pregnant with willful deceit against and over the defenseless, scurrying around coffee cups in hand, adrenalized and ready to implode, beckoned by the catastrophic. Slippy city slickers slip-sliding their way, self-flagellating in delightful sheer abandon as delirious black swans flock from the skies, massing resplendently on the rivers like reds of poppies congealing and choking its meandering course. London, a city like no other, subsumed and consumed in the wealth creator's greed, sophistry and deflection, dearth of reason, devoid of cohesion. It engages a disconnected network of identities, the conundrum of the greatest complexities. How do we resolve a question like diversity or deal with the iniquities? The resulting disconnect, venomous and palpable, birthing a tirade of disconcerting fear, venomous and odious, pervading the air of a society fractious, alienated and drowning in despair. Just where do we go from here? I see no desire to repair, to sit down, converse and share. So few seem to care, locked in self-sealed cages of steel-wrapped, blind unreality of their own zealous making, drowning in simmering pots of hate. London, the most culturally diverse space on earth, and where I find myself amongst its disaffected and marginalized, seeking to survive and strive within a milieu of confused and confusing, alienating social idioms and cultural metaphors, provoking and evoking an often terse coexistence, a bitter sap of ignorance and perversity, the privileged pitted against the dispossessed, homelessness against opulence, the clattering classes arraign the voiceless, the religious battle the faithless, skin hues encoded in divisions of color, inciting derision and big city tribalism and entrenching separatism, inspired by notions of tolerance, truth of which reads neglect and abhorrence, indelibly branded in perpetuity, cantonized in marginalized immigrant zones, therein confined and contained, viscerally separated by multiplicities of languages and culturally divergent senses of space and ways of doing. London is what London does, beleaguered under the onslaught of an unending procession of smash and grab, power-hungry specters steeped in destructive endeavor, camouflaged in the mist of me-isms, heartless and supercilious, and cocooned within heinous strictures of classism, status quoers, intent on a streamed, counter-intuitive existence, where everyone knows their place and stays in their own space, where freedom translates into a compelling and pernicious need to keep running helter-skelter at pelt, dizzied and devoid of vision, blinkered and imprisoned. Freedom trumps by obfuscation and triangulated in a continuous bombardment of powerful sensory stimuli jacked way up high. Systems defunct, overwhelmed and rudderless and run by the vacant, supercilious, the self-absorbed and vacillant, ill-equipped to resist. Engagement morphs into the confrontational. London, overpopulated and under-resourced. The paper that carries the weight and creates tremors in its wake confronts you with your fate. The price of being crushed all before it. Perilously teetering, an abhorrent assorted mix of extremists inveigled in our midst. Maniacally repressed, no shared seed around which to coalesce, no room to commune and combine, no avenues for which to unburden and unwind. Each thereby remains within their contrived confines of their own closeted minds, harboring corrosive thoughts of which few dare talk. London, a city of city, optimism and despair, depth and vacuity, abundance and dearth, the purposeful and the absurd, the eminently crude and the sublimely sophisticated, a vista of success, a panorama of deceit. London, the one and only, a chaotic space, and the place where I fight to find meaning in frantic search of that elusive, inclusive, communal healing. Thank you.
Wow.